What's up, guys? I just finished making this really cool beat with this sampled vocal that I got the other day. The whole beat has a bunch of layers, a bunch of texture, and I did a bunch of really cool stuff. So I just want to show you guys, just want to give you guys some advice on different things that you can try with your beats to make them more original and more unique. Let's check out this beat. So the first pretty cool thing that I did, make these little pops. They sort of act as like a second snare, an accent snare. And then I made this little crackle thing. And that just plays right after the snare, so it kind of adds some impact with the snare. Both of these come from me finding this bag of popper things. And I just took a video with my phone of me throwing them at the wall. And that turned into this. And this. So for the main part of the track is these vocal layers. So there's a lot going on here. I basically just have the main vocal. It's got some delay, some chorus, and some reverb. Then I have this to transition in between the vocals. So each vocal line is kind of choppy, so that transitions between them. That one's pitched up an octave. That one's a harmony. Yeah. So this just has some fuzz on it. This has an 8-bit shaper and a delta modulator. Those are both free plugins from Isotope. So yeah, all together it sounds like this. I have an auto filter on the whole group so I can mess with the frequency. So prior to the drop, the frequency is lower, so it's only letting in some of the lower frequencies. When it hits the drop, it lets all the frequencies in, so it sounds way fuller and bigger. I have me playing guitar. So I recorded that with my guitar, and then it just has a bunch of effects on it, chorus, flanger, reverb, and that's just sort of to match the vocal melody. It just kind of sits with it, accents it almost. Another thing that I really like is these perks. So they just kind of add some more bounce to the beat. The hi-hats are pretty bouncy. I'll go over them in a second. But I really like these perks because the first perk comes in with the second accent snare, the one that I made out of the little poppers, and it just adds a little emphasis. And these are just little small flares. You can just use these to make it not repetitive, make it different, make it unique. I really like this vocal chop in the middle that leads into the second perk. Just pitch this around until it was in key, and then... Alright, so for the hi-hats, I just have this pretty simple repeating loop, but the third one in each sequence is a different hi-hat and all the rest are the same. So that just gives it more of a bounce. I definitely recommend trying that if you want to keep a steady hi-hat pattern. Throw a couple of different hi-hats in the sequence. It just gives it a little more bounce, a little more life. It sounds like it's more similar to a real drummer playing it. So that is layered with these hi-hats. So there's just a couple rolls. Basically what I did was I brought in 2 different instrument racks and I just put 2 different hi-hats. So I have this one. So it's just 2 different layers of the hi-hat, and one is panned to the left and one is panned to the right. So I like doing this sometimes with the hi-hat rolls, just to give them a little more space, a little more bounce. And yeah, if you layer them up together, they sound cool. I definitely recommend using the instrument rack for your hi-hat rolls because you can do cool stuff with pitching. So like this third little roll here, I think that sounds really cool. It kind of slides up, pitches up. So I definitely recommend trying that with your hi-hats. It gives it a little bounce, a little flavor, a little more rhythm. So yeah, that combined with the other ones, it definitely gives it a nice bounce with all the hi-hats. It has a more organic feel. So I really like that. I made this impact that I really like. So to make that, I basically just recorded my own voice. I just kind of yelled whatever that is. I pitched it up a full octave and then put some effects on it, saturator, EQ, compressor. But then I put reverb and this Camel Crusher plugin. And these are kind of the two main things that make the sound. Camel Crusher is a free plugin. Looks like this. It's awesome. I really like it. I'll put a link to that below and some of the other plugins I use. But yeah, it's free, so might as well get it. And then to really make the impact, I use reverb. And if you want to make an impact, put the dry wet knob up like 70 to 100%. And you want to turn up the decay time. And that'll really give it like a wide, spacious impact feel. So that's with the reverb. This is without. So you can tell, like, without the reverb, it's just a quick hit. With the reverb, it's a big impact. Alright, so yeah, guys, that's pretty much all the little nuances and little flares that I added to make this beat cooler. Main takeaways from this: record your own sounds. Just record videos. You can do it on your phone and just send it to your computer. If you have instruments, if you play instruments, layer them up with stuff and just add effects. Make it cool. Use your own voice. Take your voice and make cool chops and cool impacts and sounds from it. With your hi-hats, it's easy for them to get repetitive, so try and add different variations and throw it in an instrument rack and do some stuff with pitching, because that always turns out cool. Use extra percussion in the beat, throw it around, pan it around, do different stuff with it, make it cool. And definitely take advantage of free plugins. I'm always, if I need inspiration or anything, I'll just look up free plugins, free VSTs, and I will just download those, throw them into my VST folder, and try to make a beat with them. You really can't go wrong with that kind of stuff, so definitely try it out. I used a bunch of free plugins for this because I pretty much only get those because I'm poor. So yeah, I'll put a bunch of links below for you guys to check out some plugins that I like. So yeah, that's everything for this video. Hope you like the beat.